Today is a blessed Sunday, the 26th day of July 2020. And everybody is watching however they can a hurricane that's heading towards the Bahamas after we see what happened in Texas the other day. And boy, you want to see a lot of depressed people. Let that forecast and let them call Abaco name in the comb. These little domes that they put up here for Eskimo, they'll be flying like paper in the wind. That is what the government thinks of its citizen after they survive Category 5 hurricane. All you deserve is a temporary shelter after billions of dollars has been donated. But switching gears, I was taken aback when I saw my cousin, my classmate, Darren Henfield, doing a job fair with Dr. Livingston Marshall. And I just want to let everybody know, that when I speak about Darren, I speak on his lack of representation. I don't speak or try to demean Darren as a person because I know him personally. His attitude of being a member of parliament is not becoming of a member of parliament. He seems like he wants us to serve him. He has not served nor pay attention to Abaco since the hurricane. Darren Henfield said he has $1 million that were given to him by the Indians from September. Got the $1 million, and he wanted to put the hurricane shelter in Lake City. There's a reason why they call it Lake City, You need to find out why they call it Lake City. But back to the job fair and Darren mixing and mingling with Livingston Marshall, who is the Senior Vice President of Community and Environmental Affairs in Bakers Bay. Mike Melman will do the country and Abaco good and the workers to improve morale on Bakers Bay if they hear that Dr. Livingston Marshall, that acts like Stephen of a Jingles, is fired. That would boost the morale. But what took a downward turn, and everybody's talking about it in Abaco, and Kai shall talk about it too, because I feel that same sentiment that Darren could have a job fair for Abaco, promoting Abaconians, and he never distanced himself from what Dr. Livingston Marshall said on television and radio, that Abaconians and indeed Bahamians are the worst of the worst, lazy, incompetent, unworthy of working in Bakers Bay. That is why he went outside Bakers Bay and outside the Bahamas and bought Mexican hair with COVID-19 to pollute and kill us. And Darren could have a meeting with the same Dr. Livingston Marshall that said that we are unworthy of working in Bakers Bay. But there's a name that I want Dr. Marshall to remember. His name was Duncan Burns. He's in charge of development in Bakers Bay. I was in court and the lawyer asked Duncan Byrne, this is a white American, and the question was put to Duncan Byrne, how are the workers, the black Bahamian workers on Bakers Bay? He said that they're very smart, they're intelligent, they're hard workers, and he has no complaints about these workers. This is Duncan Byrne under oath praising the Negro workers at Bakers Bay. He worked with them in the development phase of Bakers Bay for years, and his words said that they are hard workers, intelligent. And Dr. Livingston Marshall come and refute what the white developer said. Dr. Marshall throw all, not only the workers in Bakers Bay, but indeed the Bahamas, throw them out. Dr. Marshall is such a disappointment. All the other people that were there, John Pinder, Director of Labor. How could John Pinder be in a job fair with Dr. Livingston Marshall? You got John Michael Clark, chairman of disaster recovery. I mean, this guy's a disaster anyhow. We haven't even seen John Michael Clark. What has he done? What is protocol? And all these people that sit at the table, Ken Hutton, president of the Chamber of Commerce. What does Ken Hutton thinks about sitting at the table with somebody that said that we're not worthy of working at Bakers Bay? So what changed his mind after he did not even apologize? Is it that he wants our workers to go to Bakers Bay where there is COVID-19 and they're trying to cover it up with the amount of COVID-19? Is that what he wants us to do? But it's embarrassing and it is in bad taste that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Member of Parliament for North Abaco, could go and have a job fair with the same Uncle Tom Negro by the name of Dr. Livingston Marshall, that could go on national television to proclaim that Bahamians are not worthy. And he could bring hundreds of Mexicans with COVID-19 into the Bahamas, give them free housing, free food, and got the full reign of Bakers Bay. They could go everywhere and not a problem. That is why Kai said that the wind that is blowing on Bakers Bay and indeed Abaco, that COVID-19 has spread wide and long. But when is the government of the Bahamas gotta do some contact tracing? Just like Dr. Marshall, he throwed all the Negro workers of FES off the island. But the Mexicans that have COVID-19, they are allowed to stay on Bakers Bay. They didn't put them on a plane and send them backpacking to Mexico. They are still on Bakers Bay. But the black Bahamians had to leave because they work for FES Construction. That is racism, total racism. And Dr. Livingston Marshall is at the front of everything that degrades the black workers. That is why every worker that goes to Bakers Bay, the only thing they look forward to is getting off there and getting a paycheck. But as far as the morale, because of the treatment, how they treat the black workers in the Bahamas under a black senior vice president of Baker's Bay, Dr. Livingston Marshall. They feel like third-class citizens in their own town. And the reason why is that Dr. Livingston Marshall paid them like lazy, incompetent, unworthy workers. That's the pay they got, because a black Negro sets the scale and he don't think that they're worthy enough to get the same money that the Mexicans are getting in their hometown. That's unheard of. And Darren Henfield, the member of parliament for the black Negroes of North Abaco, have not yet come to the aid and the defense and to rebuke Dr. Livingston Marshall for his statement against the black workers of this country. And you know what? There'll be political party lining up to try to get that same dirty money from Dr. Livingston Marshall. It is wrong and it's unacceptable. Kai case, while I am defending 100% workers, there's no Mexican that can outwork nobody in Dundas, Murphy, North Abaco. None, nay, not one. I dare Dr. Marshall to find any Mexican that can outwork my boys in North Abaco. Kai case, while Darren is in bed with Dr. Livingston Marshall and his treatment of the people that voted for him in North Abaco. You vote for Kai. Kai will stand at the table and make sure that you get your fair due over the Mexicans. There is no Mexicans that will come first in this Abaco, while Kai Mills is the member of parliament for North Abaco. Vote for Kai. Don't be shy. Kai still cares. I'm still here while Darren is at the table with Dr. Marshall in Nassau, downgrading the workers of North Abaco. Kai cares. That's why he's here.